Hey there. So today I thought I would share two quick stories with you about the time I sort of stuck up for the little guy and maybe handed down a little bit of embarrassment to those that were mistreating them. This happened while I was working at a big entertainment building. We did concerts and sporting events. It's similar to the Staples Center in LA, although the building I worked at was way prettier. So I was an event manager, and an event manager basically handles all the details of the event on the building side. So I would coordinate staff, I would make sure enough staff were scheduled, I would make sure things were set up properly. Everything that the show needed, I was in charge of making sure happened. So, and then at the day of the event, I was the contact between the show and the building and the public, and I just sort of was the hub. So it was during one of my concerts, and I got a call from security saying I needed to go down to one of the doors and meet some of the police officers that were scheduled. So I go down there, I head out there, and I walk up to two small children, probably 5 and 7, and several police officers, and they informed me that they had found these two children inside a car alone, and it was very, very cold inside this car, and they were not going to have it. And so I said, okay. I coordinated between box office and security on our end for them to start looking for the mom. And I went on and started doing other business that needed to happen. I ended up getting a call back. They found the mom. I needed to come down to the front doors again, so I did. I went up, and I had to be honest. As I walked up, I had to try my hardest not to give the most judgmental look to this woman who clearly should not be a mom. I was disgusted by her behavior, and I tried really hard to somewhat show that, but not fully. So the police informed me that here's the mom of these two small children. As a building representative, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I think it's clear what needs to happen. And they said, well, what does that mean? And I said, well, I'm going to take these two small kids with me. I'm going to buy them anything they want at these concession stands. They can have whatever their little heart desires. And then I'm going to go inside to the concert and let them enjoy the show. And while that's all happening, that woman is going to need to go outside in the cold and the rain and wait for them. And I'm going to need you to take her jacket away from her too, so she's really cold. And of course the police looked at me like, what? I said, yeah, that's what I as the building representative would like to see happen. And they said, no, we can't do that. And I said, actually, it's quite easy. Just let's push her outside, take off her jacket, and the kids will come with me. And I'll bring them back out to her once they are done with the show. We went back and forth, bantered back and forth, and I lost that battle with the police. They said they would not do that. They were not allowed to do such a thing. And I was just going to have to be happy with a citation issued. And so I guess I was happy with that. And I was happy that she was shamed in front of her two small children. I just hope she didn't beat them afterwards. I was floored by that behavior. The second story is at the same building, same position, event manager. And this was during a ticket on sale. So a ticket on sale is when tickets go on sale for an event. It was a rather big concert, so we had to plan ahead. We knew that people would be there early, maybe overnight. So I get there very early, and we hand out wristbands with numbers so we can make it more fair for how the line is going to be lined up. And of course, people are not happy with that, but we had to do it that way. So I start noticing after the numbers are pulled that some of the people there are very angry about their spot in line, and they are quite angry at the fact that there are many homeless people that have better position in line than they do. And it's clear that they're homeless and that they probably are not going to be going to this concert and that they're not true fans. So they start throwing things at these homeless people and pelting them with things like gum wrappers, cheese puffs. It was a disturbing thing to watch go down. Although I understood why they were frustrated, it just doesn't seem fair that people who are clearly going to resell the tickets get a better position in line than the true fans. So I get it. But I knew the backstory, I knew the whole story, and so I did what any reasonable person would do, and I got up on the riser that we had set up and got on that microphone and asked everybody to calm down for just 2 minutes while I speak, and I would explain everything. And I said, I know you're frustrated. I know this doesn't seem fair, and in all reality, it's not fair, but you are dispersing your anger at the wrong people. Like, the people that you are throwing your gum wrappers are just trying to eat tonight and, maybe have leftover so they can have something the next day, maybe even buy a blanket, for the upcoming winter months, and who you really ought to be very angry with, and if so feel inclined to throw things at, would be those two individuals over there. They're the ticket scalpers. And they are the ones who are taking advantage of the system. They are the ones taking advantage of the people here who just want to eat and who are very vulnerable at this time. So I would think that you would want to direct your anger at those two men over there and not at the people who just are doing this for the $20 so they could have something, to eat. And it took everybody a few minutes, or maybe seconds actually, and they realized what I was saying. It got inside their heads, and then they did the appropriate response, turned their anger on the scalpers, and left the homeless people alone. I was very satisfied by that because I felt really bad for them, and yet not so bad for those scalpers. And so, my relationship changed with those scalpers. We would see each other quite a bit because I worked there and they worked with us, they used us to help their business. And so, that changed everything with them. But, that's okay. They're kind of assholes. Anyway, those are some of my stick up for the little guy stories. Please subscribe to this channel. Please keep listening to these stories. I'm hoping to start doing some of my even more interesting stories once I get more views and likes. So help me reach some of my goals so I can start telling you some of the really good stuff, name dropping, some of the really interesting things that have happened. Thanks so much.